Well, Charles, one of the big talking points was the rules, regulations, sort of tech changes from last year to this year. Why don't you walk us through some of those for our viewers?
Yeah, basically we've got, thanks to Giorgio Piola for these fantastic illustrations that really explain exactly what's going on. And the story here is all about improving the overtaking possibilities for the cars. The real problem is the front wings of the cars are very sensitive to dirty air from cars generated in front. So that means they can't carry the speed through a corner because you either need to slow down or you're going to visit the wall. That's your two choices. So now they're basically to try and make these cars in one instance less sensitive at the front, but also to create less of the outwash, which is really causing the problem. It's like dirty air. It's a bit like when you're in a plane and you experience turbulence. The wing is working less efficiently than it should do, and it actually means that means on a Formula One car it's not sticking it to the ground as well as it can. So looking at Giorgio's drawing here, great drawing of the Ferrari. And the comparison of exactly what's changed here. So on the left hand side you can see the end plate. No longer will you have these little flick ups, no longer will it be curved outwards, because again that's something that creates the outwash. And then if you look on the right hand side, you'll see none of the cascades are there, and also underneath none of the tunnel effect is there. That's another thing that was creating some of this outwash. So these are now very much simplified, so you'll see a much different design there. Moving on to the brake ducts, again all the little flick ups that are used there to generate a little bit more downforce, also create a little bit more vortexes and dirtier air. They're gone for this year. And then also the blown axle carries the air from the brake duct that you've just seen to the outside. Again, that creates a lot of outwash along the side of the car. So the car behind it's all going to get that, so that's out as well. Moving along further down the car, the barge boards, they're going to be much lower this year. One reason is so they can, as you can see, the sponsor logo can actually be more visible because it's been obscured by the barge board. But again, it's also part of this reducing, or let's say simplifying the airflow as it goes down the side of the car. Rear wing, very much different for this year. A lot higher, a lot deeper. As you can see, we've got the whole span of the wing has basically come a lot further out than the 2018 version. And then when we look at the actual cross section of the wing, you can see the DRS, when it's open now, because it's much deeper in the first place, that's actually going to create more effect. So when the car behind gets DRS, it's going to get a larger overspeed. Again, it's going to hopefully improve the overtaking capability. A smaller change is just underneath the front wing. Teams will run in maybe 4 or 5 strakes underneath it. Again, you're only allowed to run 2 for 2019. And here's just a comparison of how you will see it. The cars have basically got this much longer front wing, a much higher and a little bit wider rear wing. And I just wonder that with the end plates moving even further out towards the edge of the front wheel, I think you might see a few more collisions and a few more front wings going flying and a few more punches, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, we're only going to really know what the effects of these changes are in pre-season testing. But is there, some sort of a consensus as to what have been the results so far?
Yeah, the people I've been talking to have been quite dismissive of these advancements. Basically, they say for a start that they cost more money. The secondly, that they'll add more weight because the wings are physically wider and deeper now. And they are also fairly dismissive about the effect that will have on the cars. But I think, Formula One people, they like to complain, don't they? So if it can improve the racing come Albert Park, then I think we'll all be for it. So it's kind of a wait and see.
Well, really looking forward to see what the effect of all these changes are to the car launches, pre-season testing, and of course the first race of the season. Charles, thank you for joining us. That's it for today's Motorsport Report. I'm Julia Piquet, and see you next time.